Boy, do I have a dream for you guys. Okay. So I'm gonna be changing while I do this because again I woke up kind of late. Guys, I really just love sleep. Oh my gosh, it's like my favorite thing to do. Anyways, so I started off in university apartments at the University of Washington. And I was with a friend. By the way, she was cute AF. And we were getting down. For some reason, we were hitting it off and we were having a time, okay? Anyways, after that, she told me that she wanted to meet up with her other friend, and we decided that we were gonna go find her friend who was in Bellevue. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's go find this friend. Let's keep hanging out, you know, just like go out. I mean, the guy's young. There's something I like to say. And I said, go ahead to go find her friend. We find her friend actually down the street. She's not even far. And we tell her, and she's like, okay, let's go to Bellevue, but I need to go home first. We can do this and go to the library and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, we can go ahead and do that. That's doable, I said. So we're going back to the apartment, and as we're going back to the apartment, we get there, we also go to the library, and I'm just low-key following around. But then they're like, oh, actually I have to go, like, the friend that we found, their mom called. And they're like, yeah, actually I have to go home, like, I'm sorry guys, but it's all good. And then, the friend that I was with first told me, hey, like, do you still want to go? And I was like, no, it's okay, like, I'll go home too, like, I've been here for too long. So I decided to go home as well. Instead of going home, I go to Bellevue, which is apparently where everyone is at because my dad was there, and my sister was there. I saw them as I was on my way to a light rail, which I don't even think, well, there is a light rail in Bellevue. But I've never gone on it, like I don't even know what it looks like. And there was a car dealership, and yeah, I saw my dad and my sister, and I was like, yo, what are you guys doing down here in the streets? And they asked me the same thing, like, why are you out here alone? I was like, nah, bro, you just go get it, like, I'm just chill. And then, we get over that, and then my dad's like, oh, look, I'm hungry. Let's go out to eat. What do you guys want to eat? So we're with my youngest sister. And I'm like, well, maybe we should go home so that we can get my mom food. And then my dad's like, no, like, let's just get something here, and then we can get something later with your mom. Like, I'm starving. So I'm like, okay, let's go to Din Tai Fung. My dad's like, okay, let's go to Din Tai Fung. Next to the car dealership, by the way, my brother works at a car dealership. So we see my brother. And we're like, oh, like, we can all go, I guess, to Din Tai Fung. And we tell him, and he's like, oh, like, I don't like that place, that's gross. And I was like, okay, so are you gonna come or no? And he still comes. So we actually don't even have a vehicle, so I have no idea how my dad got there. But yeah, so we decided we're about to walk in, and then okay, so then there is a car parked in front of Din Tai Fung. It's like posted up, and this just parked there. And then we're gonna walk in, and then all of a sudden a guy comes out of this car. Now I do know this guy in real life, like I have met him. And well, anyways, I said that I have met him, but yeah, so he comes up to me and he's like, oh my god, someone told me that you know me as, and he said Lynette or something, but he's a guy. So I was like, oh no, like, I know your real name. And then he showed me his Instagram. As he was showing me his Instagram, I was like, yo, like, I had, not recently, but I had looked into his Instagram account. I was like, dude, he probably saw, like, me looking at, I accidentally liked something, like, oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. He's like, no, like, I just wanted to say hi, like, I had texted you, and I was like, no, you didn't. I checked, and he did. He had told me, hey, well, I don't want to say the message just because, like, it gives away kind of who it is. But, yes. So he had sent me a message, and I read it, and I didn't respond. So I was like, oh my god, to make it up to you, like, do you want to go eat? We're gonna go eat some dumplings. He's like, oh my god, yeah, like, I haven't gone. Like, he was just posted up. He's like, I was just about to go in by myself. And then, tell me why. He's like, okay, I'll go in with you. And then the cops pull up. The cops pulled up. And I was like, yo, like, I don't know if the cops are supposed to pull up. Like, so I look at him and I look at the cops, and the cops are telling me, well, they're not talking to me, they're talking to him. And then he's like, no, I'm just gonna go eat with her really quick. Like, can I just go eat with her really quick? And, like, he's like, we're just gonna catch up, like, you know, something calm. And the police officer is looking at me and my dad and my sister. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like, well, I don't know what he did. But if it's nothing serious, like, can we just go eat? Like, and then the cop was fine as fuck. Like, he was fine. He told me, he was like, well, it depends, like, who are you and what are you gonna do? And then I was like, okay, we're just gonna go eat, like I said, we're just gonna go eat. And so, the guy with the car, he's like, just go inside and I'll meet you there later. Like, I'll deal with this. But he's like, but, like, we have to, like, go out. And I was like, okay, let's go out. But, yeah, take care of this. I have my sister with me, my dad, like, this is too much. We're starving. So, me and my dad and I and my brother, we all go into this house, which is Din Tai Fung, I guess. And as we're in this house, we asked to be seated. We're like, hey, do you have a reservation? I'm like, no. And this looks like a house. Like, I have been to Din Tai Fung, like the real one, and it does not look like a house. But this one did. And, so we're just there waiting to be seated. Tell me why. I see Sabrina Carpenter. And you know, my brother, I think he's in love with her. Like, that's his day one. She was there. And apparently she knew who I was. So I was like, yo, well, I said hi to her, and she's like, oh my god, hi. And apparently she's like, oh, like, I know I said I wasn't gonna come earlier, but you said you were gonna come. So apparently she was my friend from earlier that I had left behind. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so happy that I caught up to you. Like, I'm so happy that, and they told the waiter that we were there with them. So we sit down and we actually start eating. And I asked my dad, I'm like, where is my other sister? Because I have two. And we were with the youngest sister. And usually she likes to go out. Like, my dad will also go on side quests and he'll bring both of them. Or one of them. But most of the time, like, both of them, right? And, like, if they go to a store, like, they'll just go together. And she wasn't there. So I was like, what happened? He's like, you didn't know? Like, check your phone. So I check my phone and she's in New Mexico. I'm like, what the F? Like, she didn't even say bye. Like, I didn't even know she was leaving. And they're like, well, she left today, like, 6 in the morning, but you weren't home because you were out and about. And I was like, oh my god, I wouldn't have been out and about if you guys told me. But, you know, whatever. I was like, okay, like, but you guys know that she left and she's safe and everything. And they were like, yeah, she's fine. So I was like, okay. We ate, and then it was really good, by the way. Sabrina Carpenter came up to me and she was like, do you want to hang out after? And I was like, okay, yeah, let's kick it. And so she's like, oh my God, like, let's go to my house. Because apparently that was the dorm. So then her house was in Bellevue. And she's like, and we can, like, get the hugs. And I was like, yes. Like, now you're speaking my language, girl. Like, anyways. So I'm like, yeah. And then I told my dad, we're done eating. And they're like, yeah, we're going to go home. And I'm like, yeah, like, well, I'm going to go home, too. Because it was nearby. Apparently, we lived in Bellevue. So I told Sabrina, I was like, okay, can we just go to my house really quick? I need to just check on the family, make sure no one else disappears. Like, hello. And then she was like, yeah, let's go. So we went, we checked in the family, and my mom was like, yeah, she's had this trip forever. Like, how could you not know she was going to go to New Mexico? And I was like, dude, like, no one told you, whatever. I was like, okay, well, I can't do anything now. She's gone. Didn't say bye. I called her, and I was like, girl, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, I did, and you were asleep or something. I was like, okay, whatever. So we go to Sabrina's house, which is huge, by the way. And while we're in there, I do see this guy. I guess he got released by the cop. And I see him, and I was like, oh my God, like, I told Sabrina, I have to hurry up, because I knew, my alarm sounded. But I told Sabrina, I was like, dude, like, there's no way. I just saw this guy, and he was low-key getting pulled over by the cops. Like, why is he here? And she's like, wait. And she's like, do you think he's cute? And then I was like, well, yeah. But I was just, like, more worried about the fact that, like, he was there. So she's like, I think the guy next to him is cute. And it was, like, he looked like Harry Styles. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's fine. And then I was like, okay. So she's like, let's go to my closet. And let's dress up. But they were in a table. And I didn't know. I thought her closet was in her room. It was not in her room. We were in the hallway. And they were low-key at her house. At her tables. In front of, like, this big open space with a bunch of clothes. And I thought that was, like, her PR clothes and stuff like that. But no, she's like, that's my closet. And just as soon as, because I had gone back to sleep for this dream, I woke up. My mom woke me up to tell me she thought there was a fire going on. So I woke up. But then I went back to sleep. And there was no fire, by the way, guys. But yeah. I never got to see inside Sabrina Carpenter's closet, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. So yeah, guys, that's it. That was my dream. I did not have any calming, like, relaxing, but it was good. It was good. I was hanging out with Sabrina Carpenter. I think that makes up for the fact that I was, like, missing everything else. But yeah, I'm ready, guys. I'm gonna go to work. I need to wake up earlier just because, like, it's like, I love to dreams. I want to finish the dreams. So I was like, let me. No, but I didn't walk in. Okay, guys. Catch you guys later. Guys, y'all seen this? Look at my hair. Oh my God. I fell asleep at like 8 p.m. and I didn't record it. Oh, I was watching videos here. Like, I didn't even charge my phone. But anyways, I'm up. It's 5 a.m. I think I can squeeze in a dream. And it's a Saturday. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Day 16. Almost 17 because it is Valentine's Day, like 5 a.m. in the morning. But oh wait, no. Yes, day 15. Cool. And then, okay, day 16. Okay, the goal is to dream about it's like dream about Valentine's Day. Yes, Valentine's Day. Okay, give me a Valentine's Day prediction. I'll go to sleep and then I'll actually write it down today because I'll have time. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, guys, day 16. I had a real dream and I'm in my bed because I was writing it down. I think the best time to write it down is as soon as I wake up. So y'all see, like, I put my hair all the way up like this and I go to sleep like this. And then, okay. So, okay, day 16. I asked for a Valentine's Day prediction. I actually don't know if this is a prediction or not because I haven't lived today. Okay. So, okay, I said it all started in this old time hotel. I had been spending the night here with my family and I decided to go exploring alone at night. There was only like 7 floors. It was pretty small. And as soon as I reached the bottom floor, I was like, wow, this place is just a hotel. Until I found a small crack on the floor. For fun, I opened it. The crack, I guess it was a loose, not floorboard, but it was like angled towards the wall. So it was like a board that was loose, connecting the wall and the floor. And when I lifted it, I saw some stairs. It was really quiet and very dark. So I was like, why not go and find out what's going on down there? I squeezed myself through this like tiny crack, by the way. And I go down. There's one flight of stairs. As soon as I'm down the flight of stairs, right in front of me, there are 2 empty tables, like circular tables with like 2 chairs around them each. And behind that, those tables, there was a closet. And I knew it was a closet because it had like a little storage thing on the door. I didn't check the storage. And then when I turned right, there was a wall separating the stairs from the actual main room. And like, I went around, I took a right. And then there was a big room. And this kind of looked like a bar, like on the side. There was other tables there. There was people talking, and there was people eating. There was people drinking. And if I kept going further, to the right, there was another wall kind of separating, but there was a big opening. There was no doors, other than the little crack thing that didn't even a door, other than the storage. And there was a stage there, like a Five Nights at Freddy's stage, and then an open ground in front of it. Above the floor where we were, on the walls, like very, very top, like adjacently angled, there were some windows that were tinted. So we could see out, but they couldn't see in. So that's how we watched the people that would go downstairs. We could see the people of the hotel going downstairs and then where they were heading. So yeah, we were just hanging there for a while until through those the windows, we saw a big group of like gothly dressed people, and they went down the stairs. And the people that, as soon as the people that are down here, they saw that, they were like, yo, like we need to get ready. So everyone kind of scrambled to clean up the area. I thought they were gonna like, kick us out or something, but no, they were just like, no, we just need to hide from them, like, so they don't come inside. So they went, and then they cleaned up the tables up front, and they turned off that, there was a red light in the other room with the bar, but not the one where there was a stage. And we all kind of hid in the stage, and I was like, dude, are they not gonna see us? This is when I found out the windows are tinted, because they're like, no, we can see out, but they can't see in, so like, it's fine, like, it's just for us to see. After a while, the group of people, we could hear them heading down the stairs, and I saw that I saw they had a gothic clothes. But as soon as they got down, they started to flip tables. The 2 tables in the front, they started to flip those, and they like kind of threw the chairs. And I was like, damn, like these people are serious, like they're not here to play. And then they kept saying, with the cops, you're not allowed to be here. But the people that were there that were, hiding the stuff, they were like, they came out and they were like, yo, like, we're here hanging out. Like, we know you're not the cops. Like, we literally saw your fit. Like, there's no way. So you can either stop, like, throwing things and you can hang out, or you could leave. They decided to stop throwing things and they stayed. So they just wanted to hang out. We were hanging out for a couple hours. And I kept seeing people come in, and they had like cups, green cups with a chicken out front, and it kind of looked like Dave's Hot Chicken logo, but it was like that chicken, and it was a green cup, and they were eating that, and they were like, "Yo, like this is so good." They asked me if I wanted some. I was like, "Nah." What I forgot to mention was that throughout this, not the whole time, but like maybe like an hour towards the end of me hanging out here in this little underground area, I was like throwing up Orbeez. Like, I would feel something right here, and I was like, oh, like I thought it was like, I don't know, people out there with braces, but like sometimes the skin in the back, on the cheek right here where the bracket is, like it kind of like tears off and it falls and you kind of swallow it. That's what it felt like. I felt like I was swallowing a chunk of flesh, and I was like, ugh, like I genuinely wanted to throw up, but it was just Orbeez, and it just kept coming out. And they also like, I was like pooping them out too. Like, I just had Orbeez in my stomach. So I felt kind of uncomfortable, and I was like, yo, like, I declined the chicken because I was like, what if I give this illness to them? They start throwing up Orbeez and pooping Orbeez. So I decided to exit and go up to find this chicken. It was outside, like 10-minute walk away, in front of an elementary school, which had a food truck sponsored for the event. They had an event, like it was a dance or something. And not only were there kids eating there, but there was a whole bunch of people like eating there because apparently this chicken was famous and it wasn't around the area other than for this little event. So there was a lot of people, including myself, that went to go get the chicken and potatoes, and they both came in cups. It was like chicken, potatoes, and it was good. It was really good. And yeah, I decided to get in line because there was a lot of people. And then my biggest nightmare, oh my gosh, there was like three high schoolers, and they came up to me, and I came up with a girl from the underground thing, and we came to find the chicken. I had started to talk to her underground. Everyone was really nice, and they were telling me that they kind of just go there to like hang out, and like sometimes they would do their like sneaky links there, and I was like, yo, but okay, you know what, it's fine, it's hidden, and they're not like effing in front of people. Yeah, she and I started talking for a little bit, and then we went out. We were together, and then this group of like 4 high schoolers, and you could tell they were high schoolers. It just looked young, and they were like, "Yo, do you guys have a date? Like, you guys alone?" And I looked at my friend, and then I looked at him, and I was like, "You guys are like in school. Like, I was like, you guys are still in school. Like, you guys are young. I don't want to have this conversation." And they're like, "No, I know, but like, do you have a date?" And then I was like, no, but I'm fine. Like, I'm good. Like, this was a choice. And then I woke up. So, hopefully I don't end up pooping Orbeez. I don't throw up Orbeez. Hopefully I don't get hit on by high schoolers. Like, hopefully I don't get hit on by high schoolers. And hopefully, maybe I'll find an underground thing. So today, at the end of the day, I'll find out. Find out if these Valentine's Day predictions came true. So I'll keep you guys. Also, yesterday, as soon as I had my dream, I woke up. You remember I was telling you the story when I was heading to work? As soon as I was heading to work, I got on the main road, and I saw a license plate from New Mexico. And I kind of followed them all the way kind of to my job. I was right behind them the whole entire time. Like, I didn't want to, but I ended up being right behind them the whole time. And they had the New Mexico plates. They ended up going to the school right next to my work, and then I went to work. But I was like, fuck, what's going on with New Mexico? Like, I've never ever seen. So I don't know, that was something. Hello guys, this is day 17. I want to dream. I'm tired of Seattle. I'm tired of Seattle. I don't want to dream about Seattle or being in my house. Like, please let me free. Like, I live the same life in my dreams as I do in real life, and I just want like something whimsical just for today, guys. So I'm gonna try to do that. Yeah. Okay, because I just had the most horrible dream ever. Like, I just like, ugh. Anyways, I had a dream that I was training to do like healthcare work in a hospital. But essentially, the training was to make sure that everything was really fast. Now, it was like, so I started in the hospital. Well, I started looking for a job. And then I went to this hospital. And they told me, oh, you can help. You can help here. It's fine. It's super easy. Like, you really don't have to worry too much about the patient. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was thinking someone else was going to take care of them when I wasn't. But essentially, what it was like, it was super easy, but it was like horrible. Essentially, you get the patient checked in, and most of the time they are really like, they're not in a good space. They are kind of upset, they're sick, they're drunk, they're not in present fully. And essentially, they told me that you had to grab them, put them on a bed, and like essentially just like lock them in the bed, like tie them down. And they're like, yeah, and then they will be fine, and then you can give them a paper that gives them choices. But they couldn't do anything because they were tied down to a bed. And then they were like, and as soon as you're done with that, like, it's fine. Just go and get another bed in the same room, and then go get another person. And essentially, I was just watching them fill up the rooms with tied up people that were not doing well. All of them were people of color. And now, guys, at first I didn't like really help them, but then I asked them, I was like, why would we do this? And they're just like, no, like, it's just to get them to like the healthcare facility. Like, these people are just like, they're criminals and they can't be trusted, and they were detained. And so I was like, okay, like, why are we literally grabbing them, holding them hostage in the same room? Like, there was like a small room like this, and then a bunch of beds. Like, there was like 8-10 beds. So they were teaching me to do that, and there were some kids, and it was horrible. And then as they were teaching me this, I grabbed the patients and I didn't tie them down. I'm sorry. Like, I went and I grabbed the patients and they weren't doing okay, so I was like talking to them, and I was like, it's okay, like, I'm so sorry that this is happening. How did you get detained? And they were like, they just like kidnapped me. They're like, that's just what ICE does. And this is when I was like shocked, because why was I working for ICE, bro? Like, why was I tying down my people? Oh my god. So that happened. But then I started like, they told me that one of the people, there was a man. He told me, he's like, you're taking way too much time, like, you're wasting our time, like, you need to hurry up. And I was like, no, like, this is unethical. I don't want to do this. Who is, like, I was like, I'm gonna sue this place. There is no way. And he just laughed at me. And then I got injected with a shot and tossed outside, like, onto the floor. And so I was really high, like, really, really. And I felt like how the patients look. So they were injecting these people while they were arresting them, so they would be knocked out. And so they could just drag them and tie them down to a bed, and then give them a pamphlet, which they couldn't even read because it was in English. And it had like 3 options, and it was like, they were all like in the hospital, and it was like, go to a bed, go to this, go to that. But they couldn't even see the options. And they couldn't even read it. And yeah, they were just kind of held there for a long time. Like enough to fill a room with like 12 people in beds. And like, it was horrible. And they were all drugged up. So now I was drugged up in the street outside. And no one told me anything about this. But someone, like, I heard in my head that there was going to be a football game at UW. I know I said I didn't want to dream about Seattle, but I couldn't even, like, I don't even think this was Seattle, honestly. But it was, like, really beautiful, and it was super green. So it starts raining, like, super heavy. And I'm outside drugged up, like, I'm literally hallucinating, like, I'm, like, tripping up. There's nothing else for me to do, so I decided to go to this UW game, because I'm assuming that even if I'm not going with anyone, people I know are probably going to be there, and I'd be able to like say something. I don't know what I would be able to do, but I was so frustrated with the situation and the fact that I couldn't do anything and the fact that I helped. So I went, and it was raining, and I didn't have a jacket on, and I was just walking. And I pull up to the area that they're watching the game, which is like a big room, and there's people in the stands, and there are some people that I do recognize, but I was high from these drugs, but I knew that I didn't want to talk to them, and they waved, and I kind of just like looked away, and then kept walking. There was quite a bit of people, and then like the stage I had talked about yesterday, it was the same stage, but instead of like a big stage, it was a huge TV, and that's where they were watching the game. And then so I went in, walked straight, there was a bunch of stands to my left, like a bunch of stands, like seats, for like a small concert. And then on the right there was the big TV, and the UW team was winning 25 points to 23 to a red team. I don't know what that team was. And it was about to be halftime show. So I was like, fuck, like they saw me, like if I'm walking by, they're gonna find me and they're gonna say something to me. And I know that I'm like not here. And so, because I don't know what they drugged me with, but it was like intense, because I was like, I was trying not to wobble or stuff like that. But anyways, I kept walking straight, and then I turned left. To my left, there's like 4 doors. 3 of them are bathrooms, non-gender conforming. I go into a bathroom and I look out the window and I check it out, and we are kind of like in a forest, and it's raining so hard. The doors don't lock in this bathroom. So, and the people that I saw that I didn't want to talk to were 2 guys that I knew. Anyways, so I opened the door, and I guess halftime started, and one of the guys that I didn't want to see, he's like, "Hey, like, how did you get here?" And I was like, "Oh, I just got here," but I couldn't find a coherent answer to make. And he was like, "Did you drive? Like, why are you driving when you're high like this?" And my eyes were not red or nothing. Like, it was just like merely my behavior. Like, I was off something. And I was like, "Listen, like, it's fine. Like, it'll go away in 30 minutes. And then I kind of told him to go away. I was like, "Yeah, my tolerance is like up here. Like, it's fine. Like, it'll go away." And I was like, "But I didn't drive here. Like, I just walked. And I'm not driving back. I'm getting picked up." And then I thought they were going to leave me alone. kind of did, but he went to sit at a table that was like not near the stands, and one of them, one of them came, the one that was asking me. Let's call them friend one. And friend one went to go sit at like a table on the side next to the stands, and he was just kind of watching like what I was doing. I opened all of the doors and I saw the bathrooms, like the 4 bathrooms, and none of them had stable locks really. Then I turn, okay, so I'm facing a wall, and then I turn back, and then behind me there's an open room. There's a wall separating the table that friend one sat at to kind of like watch me. It's a wall, and there's just like a door frame, but there's no door, so he couldn't see me when I was behind this wall. And right there was like 4 beds on the floor, and the people were laying down, but they were watching TV. They were watching the game. And so I was like, okay, like this is kind of weird. Like this better not be the people that I'm launching, or that they were launching from the hospital. So I go in and I check out. They have like little TVs on the wall. So okay, look, it's like the So this is where the bathroom walls were, and then this is where there was TVs, and then in front of the TVs there was like four beds, people lying down in them. And then if you come this way, there was a doorway right here, and then to this side there was a big wall covering. Behind this wall there was a table, and that's where friend one was. So if we're looking this way, there was a door right here by the wall from the TVs. I go into this room, and this room is like an actual room, but it's a hospital room. And it's weird because nothing is really like up to standard. Like all the hospital equipment is like, it's like old, rusty, nothing's sterile, nothing's clean. The windows, it's raining outside, I'm telling you, there's huge windows. And underneath the window, there was like, I don't think it was a lake, I think it was just a huge puddle. So this huge puddle, it's getting full of water. And I go and I just kind of stand there. I'm like, dude, like, are the drugs really gonna go away? Like, are they really gonna feel like, I don't know. And I was mostly worried about friend two. I didn't want to talk to friend two. Friend two and I don't want to. I did not want to. That was the only thing. I just refused to do that. So as I'm watching this like puddle, and I'm looking out, and there's a beach in front, and I see people out there. I'm like, okay, like it's still daytime, like I can still see, but it's just raining. I'll get home and I'll be fine. Okay, just gonna have to stay in this room. No one's in this room. But anyways, I see 2 big, huge silver fish with like red lips, like plump lips. And these fish, not silverfish, like they're just round, huge fish. They kind of look like I think it's called magpie, because okay, so I saw these big fish. There was 2 of them, and the water was still filling up. But they're the most beautiful fishes I've ever seen. They were like silver and shiny, and then the big red lips, and they had like big like cartoony eyes. So I was like, there's no way. Like I'm probably like I'm off like a perk or something. I run out and I go find friend one at the table, and I'm like, come, look, like come, like before the game starts, like hurry up, like come. And I come, and he's like, for what? And I'm like, oh, there's like these huge fish, and I told him they're like silver and they have really big red lips. Like I've never seen them. Like, can you help me identify them? And then he's like, oh my god, that sounds like magpie, like a Pokemon, I think. And I'm gonna look up that Pokemon and I'm gonna put it. And then he's like, okay, let me follow you. So then we go in, and then there's like a huge white crocodile that was eating the last. I got in that room first, and I was like, look. He wasn't like right behind me. He was kind of like getting up from the table still. Like, it was a good like a minute like, hustle, but he just wasn't hustling. And I was like, look, like you're gonna miss it. Like he's eating the fish. And then the white crocodile was there, and the white crocodile basically swallowed the last fish whole, and then kind of like went into the dirt, tunneled in to the mud. And then friend one kind of came in, and he only saw the little tail being absorbed into the soil. And he's like, oh wow. And then I was like, you missed it, because that thing that went into the like little, I don't know if he thought it was a snake, but it was white, like the tip of the tail. I was like, that crocodile ate the fish. And he's like, yeah, right. Like, he was like, dude, this girl is high. So. And then I'm like, okay, fine. Like, okay, like you missed it. I guess you can go back to your table. And then friend two comes into the room, and he's like, what's going on? Like, and he starts asking me dumb, like, I literally hate they even talk to me. And he was like, why are you high? Like, he's asking the same questions. And I was like, shut up, bro. Dead ass. And then I woke up. So yeah, guys, that was really scary. And hopefully that doesn't mean I'm ever gonna do anything like that. That's it. I lied earlier. Do you see this pimple? I thought it went away. I don't know what's going on. It still hurts. Day 7. Oh no, 18. Okay. 18. Goal. Nature. Okay. And then day 18 is. Okay, so I want to dream about nature today. So I'm going to sleep. Y'all, I'm back. And yes, I do love this sweater. This sweater is really comfortable. I wear it all the time. So I did get a dream for day 18. I did not dream about nature. I keep dreaming about the city. I keep dreaming about Seattle. All my dreams have been really similar, and I'm trying to figure out what is going on and why. Maybe it's just because I keep going there. But let me show you this one, okay? I'm trying to connect these. I'm literally crashing out. Okay. So it all started me trying to get to my own apartment. I had 4 friends following me, and I had told them that we had to get on the train to get home. To get to the train, we had to get through a parking garage underneath these blue apartments. We went not that far. But we were not that far. But as soon as we got to the parking garage, I saw a man hidden with a gun. And he shot towards me. But because I had seen him in the corner and I kind of saw the gun, because I'm really observant, and if I'm one of the first people to always find out, there's someone with the gun behind us. There's, someone with a gun. I see that person has a knife. I always find these things because I just like to be prepared. And so I was the one that saw this guy. So when he shot me, I was I already knew what happened, and I ducked all the way down as soon as I could. He was kind of far away from me, and I dragged my friends down with me because I didn't know where it was going, but I knew it was pointed in our direction. So I was like, dude, if I go down and one of them dies, I'm gonna crash out. So I dragged them down, but not enough to they fell on the floor. They just kind of ducked all the way down as well. We went on our knees and stuff. We got up and ran, we booked it. there was gunshots like behind us, but we were just like, we were able to dodge it because I guess the guy was pointing towards where we entered. Like he was like tweaking out. He wasn't trying to aim at us, but like in the beginning it seemed like it. So we were able to like not get hit. Not only did we run the whole way through this parking garage, but we also made it to the station. There was a woman with a butcher knife. It was like huge. And she was across the train tracks and appeared to be getting ready to throw the knife at me. Because she looked me dead in the eyes and she like had like the knife like this. And I guess she thought about it. And she then started to go around. Like she started running around so that she could get to our side. I was like, fuck no. When she got to us, because she actually like ran really fast. And I didn't really know, like, I saw the knife. I don't know. We just didn't run. Like, I just didn't run. And she swung the knife at me, at my head. And then I kicked her. I kicked her onto the tracks. So, like, I kicked her really hard, as I could. And mind you, we had gone out. So, we were wearing like heels and like a dress and stuff like that. I kicked her with the heels. She fell off, and then she also dropped the knife when she got kicked. Dropped it on the platform. I picked it up, and then I felt kind of bad, and I asked her like why she was like trying to kill us. Like, what was the point? And she told me, yeah, we were like, what are you doing and why? Like, with the knife. And she said it was the purge, kind of. She, like, explained it to us, and she was like, it's just because, like, right now, like, anyone's allowed to, like, kill anyone. It's just, like, really dangerous. And, you know, I don't know what you guys want to do. You guys just came, and she just started over-explaining herself. I was like, listen, like, we're not trying to kill you. I kind of don't want to leave you on the train tracks. Like, you're going to die. I was like, if we just, like, you know, get rid of this weapon, like, just come with us and we can get out of here. Like, don't worry about it, girl. And then because she didn't look like she was out of her mind. She like that ass looked scared, kind of like the other guy looked traumatized. So anyways, I pulled her out, and like I literally like went to a rock and like I smacked the knife, and like I basically like messed it up so bad that like we couldn't use it. And then I threw it in the tracks. Like, there's rocks, so, like it went in the rocks, and it was a knife. But I was like, girl, like they can't use that, and also you're not gonna take that with you, thank you. And I wanted her to trust us, so I didn't want to carry it either. I didn't think we needed it. Pulled her out, and then we so we did not end up waiting for the train, because I was like there could definitely be more people pulling up. Like, imagine you get on the train and like people just start killing you. Like, hell no. So she told me that since it was like this, people were evacuated from their apartments, the blue apartments above. So we went up a bunch of stairs, and so we could go hide in the apartments, like just wait it out. And then we went up 3 flights of stairs, and then we went through all of the apartments, like in that floor. We just went through all of them, and it was clear, and no one was there. There was, I think firefighters had exited them out, and they left all the doors open, so it looked like, you know, everything was clear. We went through all of those apartments. But then I kind of went alone on my own, and I saw like a gym door, and I was like, well, I mean, if we're separate, like it's harder to get us, you know what I mean? Get us all, at least. But I was like, let me just figure out like what's going on this one. Like, what can we do? Like, you don't know how long we're gonna be stuck in here. Found a gym door, and I opened it. This was like the only door that was not fully open. All of them were like propped like wide open, and there was no one in there. but the gym door was like slightly cracked open, and I was like, this is the only room that we haven't checked. So I go in and there's like 5 firefighters, and then they're all like circled around a table eating some food, but they're not like on a high table, they're like a really low table, and they're kind of sitting on the floor around it. So yeah, they were just eating. And then once I opened the door, they were like, do you know where you're hiding? I told them that I just wanted to go home and make sure my family was okay. So one of the firefighters jumped like up immediately, and he told me that he could help escort me to my house because they had nothing to do. They already evacuated everyone. And I was like, okay, that sounds good. So we were about to head out. He came, and then when we were in the hallway, he was like, okay, like I have to put you on your on my shoulders for like max efficiency, like, because if I'm grabbing you or like telling you to come somewhere, then like that's kind of wasting my time. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I'm sitting on his shoulders, and mind you, this guy's like fine shit. Like, oh my gosh, I never disappoint myself in my dreams. I never do. Anyways, he told me he was Korean actually when he was walking, and he was just like strong, and he was a firefighter, guys. Like he was pretty tall. It was a good day for me, and I was on his shoulders, so I was like, okay, fine. Okay, and then I told him, I was like, low-key, like, well, the ceilings are not that high. Like, wouldn't you get tired? Like, why is that the most efficient way? And he was like, no, like, it's just the most efficient way. And then he was like, but you have to hold on. I can't lie, I fell in love with this man. I really did. He was like, hold on, and then he put like his hands up like this. So I was just like gripping his hands, and I was like, this is so stupid, I'm not gonna lie, but like whatever. But then I was like looking at his head, and I decided to be like a little silly goofy, and he had like not curls, but like a wave like this. Like he had just like kind of a wave, kind of like some curl in his hair. And then because like I would let go because I was like, this is so corny. But then he'd be like, you have to hold on. So at one point I like grabbed his hair and I went like this, and I was like, I'll just like grip onto your hair. But I was joking, obviously. I was not gonna like grip onto his hair. I was just gonna do whatever he said, I guess. He went up 2 flights of stairs and then into another hallway. He said we found an empty room, and he sent me down in a chair, and then he told me he didn't know where I wanted to go, and we needed to like come up with a plan on how to get there. So like he was like, okay, like I guess it was he told me that like he wanted to give me privacy to say where I wanted to go, because, well, I mean, this is like the purge, like maybe I don't want them all knowing, right? And he was gonna take me, and so he was gonna like be the bodyguard essentially, so he had to know. But then he took off his shirt. Oh my God, guys. Now, one thing about me is I know, okay, I've already told you guys that when I'm dreaming, I know I'm dreaming. Like, I know I'm dreaming, and I'm just kind of letting things play out however it happens. And I just kind of observe, or like kind of like, if it's my point of view, I try to just observe what's going on and just kind of like remember it. So I knew this was a dream, and I don't know, guys, I'm just saying this. Anyways, he took off his shirt, and then he had like a beautiful smile, and he just went out like this, and I was like, dude, I folded immediately, like okay, so I folded immediately. All that went, it was going down, and then we heard someone down the hall, like we heard literally someone, so we stopped. And then we just like literally stopped where we were and just waited until there was no more noise. And then I think like my heart rate went all the way up because I woke up. But also, I also think that I wanted to go to work today. There was no work today because it's President's Day or whatever. But I woke up at 7:40, which is the time. I didn't even have an alarm. I woke up. one time. I went back to sleep like 7:45. I got back to dreaming. And then this time, I was lost. But I was in LA. And I needed to get back to my apartment. I was still looking for my damn apartment. I didn't have the firefighter anymore. Whatever. They were like, you're not actually going anywhere, are you? Anyways, we hopped on the non-purge train. It was no longer the purge. And I had 2 friends. And they kept asking, and they're like, let's just go watch this parade. And I was like, dude, like, I live in an apartment right above where the parade's gonna go by. Like, I'll just watch it from our balcony. Kind of don't want to be in the parade. But they're like, no, let's go to the parade. We posted up at a corner. And I kind of still didn't feel like my family was safe because I was still thinking about the other dream. Like, I was still conscious about my last dream in my dream. And I was like, you never know, like let's go find my family. So I go back. I'm like, tell my friends, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be really quick. I'm just gonna go to my apartment. I go up and they closed like everything, and I knew I was gonna watch the parade from up there, but I knew they were safe. They were together. They were fine. They wanted to be down there. I told them where I was going, so no one was at a loss here. I did go pee, and then I stayed up there. And then I saw that my niece and my mom were at home, so I was like, perfect. I grabbed my niece and we just watched the parade from outside the balcony, and my mom came to watch it too. And then that's it. That's when I woke up. So that was really eventful. Guys, I don't know. I have also been noticing that my dreams have been getting a little freaky, and like, I'm just like, girl, what am I haven't even like done, well, yeah, like I literally haven't even done anything. So like, what is this trying to tell me? What am I trying to learn? Because it's just distracting me. Like at that point, like when I think that's what happened. I think it was just too distracting, and I was like, nope, I had to wake up. And trust me, guys, I did try to, like, you know how before I'm like, I try to get back in the dream. I really did. I tried to get back in the dream. Did not work this time. So yeah. Day 19. February 16. It's my sister's birthday. She turns 18. She bought, well, actually, that's where I went. I went to the mall today, so should have recorded it earlier. I didn't. My goal for my dream, I want to get out of the city. Like I said, I'm tired, but that's not working. So I don't know. I want to dream about what I should wear to this on the 27th, okay? I want to go shopping, like buying stuff. Shopping, not just window shopping. What should I wear? Okay, guys. February 27th.